Annyeong! Hello students, today is another day and we are going to review Unit 4! Alright, so when Unit 4 is pretty much done, we're going to review tomorrow and Wednesday and take the test on Thursday. I think you guys are all ready. So we'll just review a little bit and we'll see what you know, which is everything. Okay, so here's what will be on the test. The first part is the 4 types of slopes. I want you to go ahead and write all the 4 types of slopes. Go ahead. And you will tell me what each type of slope is, basically, right? What would slope dude say? SDS. Positive slope, puff, puff, positive. Nice, negative. 0, fun. And undefined. Don't forget that, okay? Alright. Okay, next part will be to find a slope from a table, a graph, or 2 points using the slope formula, right? Remember what slope means, okay? It's the constant rate of change, okay? Constant rate of change, and you will have to know how to find it in all 3 ways. And of course, one way might be better for you than others, but always be familiar with all 3 ways, okay? Let's go over them. So remember, slope from a table, you're going to get a table. It's going to look like this, or it can look like this, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, and I have like -2, -4, -6. Remember, the slope is the change of y over the change of x, alright? That's how you find it from a table. You look at what's happening to the y values. Over here, it's subtracting 2, subtracting 2. And the x's, you're adding 1. So change of y is -2 over change of x, which is 1. And you have to reduce, but you can't reduce that, so you're good. It can also look like this, but it's the same thing, right? Just don't forget, it's change of y over change of x. Still, I see a lot of people doing change of x over change in y, and that's a big no-no, okay? Change of y over change in x. A graph, real quick. Remember, it's the rise over the run, which is the same thing. Change over y, because the y is the rise, and over the change in x, which is the horizontal line, right? So basically, you do the triangle method. You rise and you run. You count the spaces. Or you could do it this way. You run, you rise. But you always want to do rise over run, and then you tell me what the slope is, reducing it as much as possible. Okay? The last way is a slope formula, and that's just basically y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You just plug in and you find out what it is, right? Same thing as what you've done before, except you're using a formula now. So for example, if I have 0, -1, and say 2, -5, and I want to find the slope. Okay, I'm going to call this x, y, but we have to denote it. This is the first point and the second point. That's why we have subscripts. So we're taking y2, which is -5, minus y1, which is -1, over 2x2 minus 0, okay? This negative and a subtraction becomes a positive, so it becomes -5 plus 1, which equals -4, over 2 minus 0 is 2. We simplify, it's -2 over 1. You must simplify, okay? So that's the slope formula. You also need to know what the y-intercept is from a table and a graph, and we discussed that yesterday, right? So let's do graph first, because graph is a lot easier than a table for many. So basically, the y-intercept is where it hits the y-axis, not the x-axis, the y-axis. This is the y-intercept, okay? And who is always 0? X is always 0, so your x point will always be 0, okay? So say, for example, that was 5. My y-intercept is 0, 5. Not 5, 0, it's 0, 5. That's how you find the y-intercept from a graph. From a table, it's when x equals 0, right? So if I have 0, 1, 2, 3, and I have 2, 4, 6, 8, my y-intercept is this point right here, 0, 2. Okay? Now, it might not always be that easy. I might not give you directly when x is 0. You have to figure it out by looking at the different patterns, okay? Let me give you an example. So I want to know when x is 0, but as you can see, I don't have it on my table, but I can use it by looking at the patterns. So 0 will be right there, right? So what's happening from here to here, I'm subtracting 2, subtracting 2, subtracting 2. So how would I know what y is when x is 0? I have to go the opposite way and add 2. So that must mean that when x is 0, y is negative 8. So my y-intercept is 0, negative 8. Yeah. Okay? And then the last thing that I will ask you to do is explain, actually 2 more things. Okay, kind of like what we did Monday, I'm going to give you a graph, okay, like that or like that, and you have to describe it with a story. There's going to be a title, so you can't just make up any story. Like the burning candle, a lot of people were talking about some weave and stuff. I'm talking about a burning candle. I'm not talking about a weave or a box braid, whatever, okay? I'm talking about a burning candle. So when I talk about a burning candle, you gotta talk about burning candle. You can't talk about some random thing. Okay, so, or like water level or something, okay? It would talk to me about the y-intercept and the slope. Kind of like exactly what we did on Monday. The last thing is, I'm going to give you a line, and I'm going to ask you why you can pick any 2 points, and they'll be similar. Why is the slope the same? What do you see about the triangle that makes the slope the same? And the key word is that they are similar. Okay? Similar triangles. Remember we did a whole lesson on that? Alright. Well, anyways, there's no try today, but I want you to come with some questions, okay? And I will talk about those questions tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day, and also, 수학 좋아. I like math, and I like you too. So, give me a big smile, and I'll see you tomorrow. Yippee-yah-doo. Bye.